What's up, people? J-Dub here. Before I get started with this video, which will be kind of like a weekend review type deal, and I also have a special little message for CM Punk's Brainwashed zombie cult members. I'll be getting to that later on in the video, but for now, wanted to let you guys know that there are two new columns up on PWF Empire.com. One of them is from my PWTR co-host Matt. He's discussing Evan Bourne's second violation of the WWE wellness policy, and the other one is from the Epic Fails series, and it's discussing the John Cena heel turn tease. And I just wanted to read the first line of the column for you guys. The WWE is a pretty girl in high school, and John Cena is her boobs. So yeah, make sure you check both of those columns out on PWFempire.com. So I'd say that this past week was a pretty good one for pro wrestling. I watched all of the major shows, Raw, SmackDown, and even Impact Wrestling, and I have to say that all three put on pretty entertaining shows. This is the second week in a row that I've watched TNA, and I enjoyed both episodes. It seems as if they've gotten rid of like the mind-numbingly stupid-ass booking decisions and like the shock value heavy shows. Like there used to be a time in the past where anytime I watched TNA, I would want to like bang my head against the wall and hope I pass out. So the mere fact that that urge was not there while I was watching TNA, that's a success in and of itself. But still, like on its own, TNA, they have been putting on pretty entertaining shows these last 2 weeks. It's like they've slowed things down and started to build like rich stories with actual substance, and as far as I'm concerned, it's been pretty successful for them these past 2 weeks. And I'm not at the point right now where I can call myself a TNA fan. After all, it's only been, 2 damn episodes, but what I've seen from TNA these past episodes, it's good enough for me to want to see what comes next and want to continue watching the product. So if you guys have been tuning out of TNA like I had for a very long time, I would suggest that you check it out now. I'm not going to say, oh, you're going to absolutely love it. I'm just going to suggest that you check it out now and see what's going on. Another thing that I like about TNA is how they utilize the whole roster. They actually give people outside of the top 1 or 2 feuds their own storylines, their own solid storylines, and allow them time to build and unfold. I can see that SmackDown does somewhat of the same thing. That's one of the reasons why I love that show so much. Just look at like the credible and capable talent over on SmackDown. People like Wade Barrett, Sheamus, Cody Rhodes, then you can't forget the Big Show, Mark Henry, and not to mention Randy Orton. And let's be honest, like Randy Orton is far and away the biggest name on SmackDown. The fact that they can still put on solid shows each and every week while Randy Orton is out on the sidelines, that is pretty impressive. Barrett, Rhodes, and Sheamus. There is absolutely no way possible that I can praise these guys enough. They're like the hat trick, the big three for me. They've all benefited from having characters with substance, distinctive personalities, and stable, keyword here, stable pushes where they slowly work their way up the card. Not this rapid push in the up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, bipolar ass booking, that mess. Like Barrett, he's the one that put Randy Orton out on the sidelines, and that feud, I feel like it's catapulted him to a point where he's on the cusp of a breakthrough to the main event. I just feel like we just need one more big moment, one more big win, and he is there. Cody Rhodes, he's hot off the heels of a feud with Booker T where he successfully defended his Intercontinental Championship. And Sheamus, after amazing, absolutely amazing build, he was kind of like floating around in limbo, but they finally got him back on track right now, and I'm hoping that all three of these guys are featured in a big way in this year's WrestleMania card. And I can't forget the world champion Daniel Bryan. I'm going to be completely honest here. I like Daniel Bryan. I'm a fan of his. But if I had things my way, Daniel Bryan would not have won the world championship. There is no way in hell, I don't care how big of a Daniel Bryan fan you are, there is no way in hell that anybody can say that Daniel Bryan was built up to be a world champion before he got that title. But despite the rocky road to the championship, I feel like since he's gotten there, he's been doing a pretty good job. The change in character, it was desperately needed because the same old Daniel Bryan would not have worked on that level at the top of SmackDown as the world champion. So they've done pretty good with this change in character, and I'd say that he's pulling it off pretty nicely. All in all, SmackDown gets a thumbs up from me. On to Monday Night Raw. Unlike SmackDown, which is consistently solid each and every week, Raw has always been like a pretty volatile show. You can expect anything from great to absolutely horrible. We got absolutely horrible a couple of weeks ago. We got absolutely horrible and a whole hell of a lot more than that in just the 2 hours of Monday Night Raw. That episode, I think it was on like January 9th. That shit sucked. I was about to say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at all. Yes, it sucked. But the last episode of Raw, I think it was on like the 16th. That was a pretty good show. I feel like the Royal Rumble, and we're like in the last stages of the build up for the Royal Rumble, it kind of like promotes itself, and they've been doing a pretty good job with like the video packages from the past Rumbles, getting it into people's consciousness that, you know, anything can happen at this show. It's unpredictable, all of that good stuff. So I feel like the time that they would usually spend building up to pay-per-views with the Royal Rumble, they're allowed to take that time, give it back to enriching the storylines leading into the show, and they've been doing a pretty good job with it, you know, sometimes, and other times they use it a little less effectively than what they should. Like, why is it that Dolph Ziggler is the least important person in his feud where he's challenging for the WWE Championship? Like, Mick Foley comes back for one damn week and he's already more important than Dolph Ziggler is. But as flawed as I believe that is, I have to give credit where credit is due. CM Punk, he was interesting for a change in the last segment of Monday Night Raw where he went off on John Laurinaitis, and Johnny even had a little bit of fire himself afterwards when he, you know, went off on Mick Foley. So I can say at the same time, yes, that was entertaining, but I still want more time to be invested in Dolph Ziggler, and I want him to be more of a focus in this feud. For the most part, I've been enjoying Cena versus Kane, though I have to say they did run into a huge pothole a couple of weeks ago with that cheesy-ass See No Evil Part 2 plot, and as bad as that was, it did continue on the dynamic of Kane basically using Zack Ryder to get everything that he wants out of John Cena. So with all of that, I think the WWE is doing a pretty good job of enhancing John Cena's character leading into his match with The Rock at WrestleMania 28. And speaking of WrestleMania 28, we're fast approaching the time when the card will finally start to take form and we'll get more matches than just John Cena versus The Rock. So these are going to be some pretty exciting times. Hopefully, let me put that little caveat in there. Hopefully, these are going to be some pretty exciting times in WWE. So I can't wait to see how everything turns out. Now, on to the Brainwashed Zombie Cult members. Please, 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 please stop sending me these damn messages about CM Punk and Raw's ratings. Like, I have messages flying out of my ears. I get them in my YouTube inbox, comments, PWF Empire, the Sideshow, PWTR. Hell, I even have people sending me carrier pigeons trying to defend CM Punk when it comes to Raw's ratings. Like, stop. You're fighting a battle that you absolutely cannot win. When the ratings go down, I have people sending me messages, oh, well, why aren't you saying that it's John Cena's fault? And then when the ratings go up, oh, why aren't you giving CM Punk credit? The Raw rating went up. Okay, the last episode of Raw, the rating went up to a 3.0. Whoop-de-damn-do. For the person that left me this smart-ass comment on PWF Empire, are you that desperate to defend CM Punk that you really want me to give him credit for a 3.0 rating? Are you fucking serious? Like, really? Your sarcasm is not lost on me at all, and I do have to point out for the record that I did see this coming from miles away. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys have already discussed this at your weekly cult member meetings. J-Dub, he's saying that CM Punk is bad for the ratings, so we're going to wait until the ratings go up, and then we're going to throw that back in his face. Well, you may want to wait a little bit longer, because I hope you do realize that a 3.0 rating is absolutely nothing whatsoever to try and prove a point with. Technically, it was an increase from the previous week, but technically, a 3.0 still fucking sucks. So, you know what? You want me to give CM Punk credit for bringing up the rating? Ask and you shall receive. I will give CM Punk credit for bringing the Raw rating from absolutely horrible to just horrible. Congratulations. For the record, I still stand by every single thing that I said in that video a few weeks ago. CM Punk does share responsibility for the low ratings that Monday Night Raw has been getting and continues to get. And after all, that was just part of a larger argument of mine that CM Punk is more hype than substance. So for all of the people out there who are trying to scare me into silence, I think it's pretty clear where I stand right now. All of the people out there who are like, oh, J-Dub, if you don't start kissing CM Punk's ass like I am, then I'm going to unsubscribe to you. Do what the hell you got to do. Because first off, with all of the faces down there, I don't believe that there's any room left. Even if there was any room left, nah. That shit ain't happening. So if you're looking for somebody to salivate at the very mention of CM Punk's name, hell, we're on the internet. Those dudes like that come a dime a dozen, so you won't have any problem whatsoever finding one of them. But yeah, so for all of the people who are talking about, oh, if you don't stop, I'm gonna unsubscribe, I hope you've done it already, because hell, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because there is a resistance building up on the other side, and more people are joining the fight. Let me just throw this out here also, because I don't want people to make it seem as if I'm attacking CM Punk fans. Like, I don't care whether you agree or disagree with me on this matter. Just thank you for being engaged in the conversation and adding something of substance, because this is what it is. This is what I love to do. I love wrestling, I love debating, and I love going back and forth, and you know, this is like the best of both worlds. But yeah, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm attacking CM Punk fans and the people who disagree with me, because there are CM Punk fans out there who are in tune with reality and don't run away from criticism. Like, hell, if they think he's the best in the world, they have no problem putting his record up there and, you know, having it be criticized. It's the brainwashed zombie cult members who have a problem with the facts, and those are the people, you know, that piss me off. But yeah, like I said, you ain't seen nothing yet. That video that I made a couple of weeks ago, I talked about how the countdown had begun. Well, it's still ticking, and it's quickly approaching 0. And yeah, Judgment Day will soon arrive, and the truth about CM Punk will be revealed. Thank you for watching. I am J-Dub. Peace out.